This is just a first impression. I have only played 6 or so hours of the game, so I am nowhere near its end or have experienced all that it can offer. I can, however, speak to the game mechanics, story, and other main points about it. This video will be free of spoilers, but will draw a line on the game and where I stand. First off, the game graphically is phenomenal. I heard that the game was created from the ground up in 4K, and that really shows. Even though I only have a regular PS4, the non-slim one, and I also don't have a 4K TV, the game still looks amazing. The colors are rich and vibrant, and everything is super good. The only nitpick I have is the facial animations on the characters, but you can't expect every studio to be a Naughty Dog when it comes to that. Speaking of the cousin company, this game graphically blows Uncharted 4 out of the water for graphical fidelity, and Uncharted 4 was no slouch. From the graphical standpoint, this game on console has pretty much no peer, and even though I have a pretty decent PC, it still looks better than some more recent PC games I have played. Up next is the gameplay. From trailers and gameplay footage released to the public at E3s, people described the combat as Tomb Raider-esque. The bow and stealth to some made it feel like people have already played this game before. I have never played any of the Tomb Raider games, so I can't speak to this. I just wanted to highlight it as a reference to those of you who have played those games. That aside, I really like the combat here. Personally, I will always prefer aiming with a mouse and keyboard, but the shooting mechanics are very accessible. Just like its cousin Uncharted 4, I take a while to aim, but if you want to get up close and personal with melee, that's an option here too. Not only are there different arrow types, the standard and fire to name a few, but there are a plethora of traps and other weapons you can equip. The game really allows you to try and play the way you want to. If you want to stealth and do takedowns, if you want to shoot arrows at enemies, lure them into traps you set up, charge them with melee if you want to hack them to be friendly, use other gadgets to subdue them, there are so many ways to approach each situation. The game provides you the tools to try and do what you want. A nitpick on the other character controls for me though is the climbing. There is not much of it in the game, but it still controls a little weird. The character doesn't stick to the ledges she holds on to, so it is really easy to fall off things. There is a button that you can press to hang from ledges, but sometimes you can't quite press it at the right time since the game is picky on where you are standing. This applies to picking up things on the ground. It really wants you to be looking at it in a certain way or standing in a certain place. Again, a nitpick though. The story is very heavy-handed for the first 5 to 6 hours of the game, but this truly lays the foundation for the world that you are in. Reports say that after this point the game opens up, so you can be free to explore as you choose. The story is mostly delivered through cutscenes and small decisions you can make with the inclusion of a conversation system. You can actually choose how much more backstory of the world you want to listen to. This gives the player the choice to run on ahead or go in blind. The game doesn't force every detail of its world on you, but lets itself slowly unravel so that you are always finding out something new, whether it is more about the world, characters, or even new enemy types. This seems to be lovingly crafted and doesn't seem to fall victim to the generic Ubisoft's open world problems. The map is huge, but actually has stuff all throughout. It doesn't have towers to climb to reveal more map, at least not at this point, and the collectibles whose only purpose is to collect them. In this I mean it is an item that you can find all over the world and its only purpose is to collect all of them. Yeah, that's not in this game. There are a lot of things you can pick up on the ground, but that is used for medicine, crafting materials, and rocks, because rocks. The crafting in this game is pretty simple. You collect items you need, and when you have enough, you are able to craft the item you want. There is no tiered system in the sense that you can progressively craft better items. When you purchase a new weapon or want to upgrade a capacity of something, i.e. how many resources you can carry, this is what you actually craft. So you craft arrows of different varieties, only if you have bought the proper weapon to fire those arrows. You can't just craft them without having bought the weapon. It's not cumbersome or difficult, it's really easy. It doesn't get in the way of the main gameplay, so it seems fine to me with no real complaints. I'm excited to see more of the world and what it has to offer. If you have a PlayStation 4, you probably would like this game. I know that with The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild coming out, it might be hard for a few of you who have a Wii U or the other small group of people who actually have a Nintendo Switch to find the time. Just make sure you get to it.
The Brave Trail up the rocks is close by.
So usually the video would end there, but I just wanted to let the few of you who get to this point know that I will be posting weekly on this channel for the entirety of March. So look out for more content. I think it was interesting that this was the first console game that I've reviewed here on the channel. The reason why it's in 720p is because that's the resolution that PS4 gave me. When I did the record through PS4, I don't have a capture card or anything, so I can't get that 1080p signal straight off of it, so you're gonna have to deal with the 720p in this video. Next week we'll go back to a PC game, because I don't have Breath of the Wild. If I did, next week would have been Breath of the Wild, but I don't have it. So yeah. For Horizon, I just wanted to add a little bit extra gameplay here because the video was just a lot of me walking around in this very beautiful place, fighting only 2 times, and I wanted to show off at least the nighttime because it's also very good looking. So yeah.
It's huge. How do you defeat it?
That will be for you to decide. This hunt is yours to make, Aloy. Yours alone. No matter what happens, I will not intervene. You understand? You are on your own.
I should stay out of sight. I can use the tall grass to approach. Okay, let's see. Where can I place my traps?